What's up, everybody? It's your boy Steve B, and this is a very random episode of Manic Medicine. It's not really a Manic Medicine episode, but this is a special episode. This is the first of maybe a few episodes that I want to focus on trumpet playing for any trumpet players out there. Now, I do not condone any of my trumpet practicing regiments to anybody. This is stuff that I do. I was never taught this. I made this shit up myself. But I do practice. I don't want to say my trumpet. I want to say I practice the buzzing. It's all about buzzing, buzzing, and I play a few different instruments to keep all of this in buzzing mode. And when I'm talking about buzzing, I'm not just talking about your lips buzzing. I'm talking about your mouth buzzing. I'm talking about your whole freaking head buzzing. Like when you play when you play a brass instrument, it's all about the buzzing on the mouthpieces. You know, look at like this mouthpiece right here. This goes right on your face. It buzzes. The whole trumpet buzzes. Your skull buzzes, and you are just one, like you're just this one huge, like, being buzzing and making music and making a powerful statement. Uh, if you're a trumpet player, you know that I have this thing too. You can't mess up. You cannot mess up. Even when you're practicing, I try not to ever mess up any note because the trumpet is a very, very loud instrument. And I live in an apartment complex. So when I mess up, people 2 floors up can hear me and they'll be like, "Oh, that boy can't play they can't play the horns." So that's one of my um, that's something that I believe in, is that you cannot play a wrong note. And if you're gonna play out. So never put a mute in. Never put a mute in. And the mute is the whole reason why I'm making this video, is because people keep telling me, because I'm getting worried because I started playing again, and I don't want to stop playing. I want to always be playing my trumpet. I don't want to put it down. I want to keep playing. I'm in a band now. I want to keep this thing going, and I always want to be a trumpet player. I always want that to be part of my life. And but yeah, so coming up here, winter's coming up. Winter. I made a video about, well, where do you practice during the winter? Well, I have two plans that I'm not gonna get into that. Don't practice with a mute in. Just don't do it. Don't practice with a mute in. I'll tell you exactly why. Only play with a mute in when you're performing. When you're performing with a mute, whether it's, for jazz reasons, or if you're in a wind ensemble or something, you put a straight mute in, you put a cup mute in, you use these mutes, but they're a tool. You're not supposed to practice with them in, and here's why. I'll give you a perfect example why. If you practice with a mute in for long periods of time, this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna play the mute, and you're gonna play with a harmon mute and with a jazz mute, and it's gonna sound really cool. And be like, oh wow, like I should just practice with this mute in all the time. Well, try practicing with a jazz mute and a harmon mute. Play with a harmon mute in for a half an hour, then take it out and see what you sound like afterwards. Your tonality is going to be all over the place, and it might take you 2 or 3 days to recuperate, or at least a day to recuperate from that. You're going to mess your face up if you practice with a mute in. I don't know how to explain why exactly. You're like forcing yourself to sound good with a mute in, but because you're sounding a certain way, you're doing stuff to your face that you wouldn't normally do if you're just normally practicing. So this is why, yeah, you gotta always play with good intonation, with good tone, with good tonality. You always gotta practice that way. If you want to sound good to people, if you go like, if you go out in public and you're playing this loud instrument right in people's faces, you don't want to sound like crap right in their face. You want to sound good. So if you have to play softly, you can't play softly if your face is messed up. If you want to play softly, you have to practice with the tonality in mind. And that's all I got to say about that. Now, what do I have here? These are the three key instruments I play with. This one right here is actually a bugle, and I just pick it up randomly sometimes and start playing it, but I don't practice on it for obvious reasons, because the mouthpiece is different than my regular mouthpiece. So, you know. You just pick it up and you play it every once in a while. That's all it's here for, and it looks cool inside my apartment. So that's one. And then I got the trumpet here. I'm not even gonna play the trumpet. I'm just gonna let it sit there in the camera's view. And then if some of y'all know me, you know what this is. Yes, it's very long. It's a didgeridoo. I just did a video about the didgeridoo, but I'll give you a little sample just because I've been practicing with it for the last half hour. But yeah. And I don't play for long periods of time, because I think that it starts messing up my face, and I start feeling the wood like crushing my aperture, my armature, all that stuff. And so I don't play it for long periods of time. And also, when I do practice this for long periods of time, I play extremely softly, and it sounds good if I play it like into a corner or something, a corner of a room or something like that, and I play extremely softly for long periods of time. And the idea is you're getting all those, you're buzzing your whole face, you're buzzing all this stuff. So that's what I do. And I just pick it up every once in a while. I have it sitting in a place like right by the doorway. So if I'm waiting if I'm waiting to leave to go somewhere, and I'm like, oh, I got 5 minutes left, I'll be standing right next to the door, pick this up, play a little bit, just mess around with it. And I practice my rhythmic techniques with this. And I apply my rhythmic techniques, because this only plays one note, so all you can really do is play rhythms with it, kind of like a drum. And I will apply those rhythmic techniques onto trumpet, because I play some weird freaking, I don't even know if you say, they're melodies, but I play like in weird rhythmic patterns. When I was playing with the Biscuits the other day, and I was kind of improvising, jamming with them, they didn't know what the hell I was playing, because I was playing some weird shit, and I was applying some of my rhythmic techniques to melodies, and maybe I don't know. I know they liked it. I liked it. I enjoyed jamming with them. I haven't jammed with a band in a very long time. That was great. So guys, I might make this a series. I'm just calling this is episode 1. It's just called Trumpet Stuff. Just me talking about trumpet stuff. Maybe I can get some trumpet players on here and we could talk about trumpet stuff too. Who knows? But I'm gonna cut this. So yeah, I practice every day, multiple times a day, and it's cool because it reminds me of back when I was at school at IUP. Because when you're a music student and you're carrying your instrument with you everywhere, you practice lots and lots and lots. But I gotta be creative where I practice, so I will practice in freaking parking lots sometimes. Just play a few notes. I'm not even joking. I'll be in a shopping center. I play at the mall. I just open my door and I start playing right out my door. I am not freaking, I'm not shy about it at all. I don't give a crap. Because I think to myself, this is what I think to myself. All right, yes, I'm probably the only person in my town that does this in Monroeville and wherever I go. I do it in Pittsburgh sometimes too. I might be the only one who's doing this crap, like picking up my horn and playing it randomly. But I'm like, what would they do in New Orleans? That's what I ask myself. What would street musicians be doing in New Orleans? They play wherever the fuck they want. So that's what I'm gonna do. Have a great week, y'all. Peace.